Hey folks, I apologize for the background noise of my lovely washing machine. So hopefully you can hear me over that, and hopefully Miles doesn't wake up in the time that I'm going through this cheat sheet, if you will, to help you better understand the data that you were given on documents 2 and 3 for the health of an economy assignment. I'm going to put this up here right now so that you guys can get a visual of this. Regrettably, I wish that I had gone through this with you in person and we had done this as a class. Those of you who come to ASI for support, I'm going to point you towards this. This is going to help you organize the imports and exports into the 3 appropriate sectors that they most likely would belong. There is a little bit of leeway as far as which sectors they belong into. I put them in the ones that I did, but you could make an understandable argument for why they might fit elsewhere too. But if you look at this sheet, what you'll see is the calculated correct GDP for every country, as well as the breakdown of how much of their economy is built on the 3 different sectors. And this right here that's highlighted in yellow, that is all straight from document 3, as well as literacy rate, and then the life expectancy, that's also in document 2 as well. So these are some things that I actually wrote down, and when I'm looking through the assignment, I want to make sure that I have this cheat sheet available so that when I'm looking at the questions, I can look at the documents themselves. I can look at documents 2 and 3, but then I also have this little cheat sheet as reference so that I can better see how things are organized. If you can remember, I've asked you many times, and I think I asked you all specifically on Friday, who are my better visual learners? And so visual learners, you'll benefit from something like this because you'll be able to see the number written in full, and then you'll also be able to see the percentages broken down and how all of those add up to 100% or close to. You'll also see the color code here. The exports are in blue and the imports are in pink. The exports were the first thing written on document 2, and the imports were written underneath that. And so this is how I broke it up. I'm not going to go through specifically each one that goes underneath that, but I wanted to show you how I came to that. It took me a little bit of time, like maybe 20 minutes, to do it and to do it in an organized way. There was some erasing involved. When you're calculating the GDP per capita times the total population, you're going to need to write out those full numbers. Some of you, when you were calculating, you'd get a decimal point. You get a whole number and followed by a decimal point plus e to the 12th power or something. And remember what I said about place value. That means there's 12 total place values that you have to account for. Each of these numbers accounts for all of the place values. And so this from document 2 is actually what each number looks like if it's fully written. On there it was an abbreviated version, and so these are the 3 numbers of what the total populations are for countries A, B, and C. Once you multiply, then that's why you get the number that you do. These numbers are in the hundreds of billions at maximum. We go from 6 billion to 416 billion to 428 billion. We don't go as high into the trillions, at least I don't believe. I could have calculated incorrectly, but at least for now, I think that this is the most correct way to do it. So once again, guys, this little cheat sheet, it would benefit you if you actually came up with this. If you're struggling to do the assignment, it would help you to come up with a cheat sheet like this where you write down each country and you give a little bit of space so that on document 3 you can break down the service sectors by the appropriate percentages that they are for each country, and you'll see that they do add up to 100%. And then also, it might benefit you to understand how many people can read and write in each country, and then also, or I guess each region, and then also to write down the imports and exports and color code them so that you can see where those percentages, what those actually look like as far as materials used to perform each of those sectors of the economy. Hopefully this helps clear up some confusion and gives you guys a little more understanding. I would strongly suggest, if you're really struggling on this, go to documents 2 and 3, bounce back and forth, and come up with something like this. If you need further help, you can come and see me at ASI, but this should hopefully at least clear up some confusion.